Hey everybody, I'm gonna do a twin flame reading in just a little bit, but I don't know if any of my other twins are going through purging, but I'm going through major purging right now, and I've been crying excessively, and trauma that I've faced is just coming up without warning. It's just hitting me, and so I have to work through it and cry through it. So it's been really difficult for the past 2 weeks. I understand that we have a new moon in Scorpio, and I understand that we had a full moon in Aries, and those are very emotional signs. Even though, you know, Aries, it's a fire sign, it's a passion sign, so it hits hard, but Scorpio is a very sensitive sign, so new moon in Scorpio is going to be very difficult getting rid of the past and what no longer needs to be there to make room for new things coming in. Now, as far as me purging, I wanted to share something with you guys that I've written. So I will go ahead and share that now. Go. So this is something I wrote in regard to like healing that I've been doing. Parents are supposed to teach their children that they are good enough. My mother, she never taught me that. Instead, she taught me that I'm not good enough. No matter what I did, I could never be good enough. If I cleaned, it was never good enough. If I read to her, not good enough. The way I dressed, never good enough. The way I sang and played guitar, not good enough. My life choices were never good enough. So when I began to date, I attracted people who made me feel like I was never good enough. When I thought about my dreams and how I would achieve them, eventually I ended up giving up because, well, what was the point? I was never going to be good enough. For 15 years, it went on like this, not being good enough, never feeling good enough. Until one day, I was in therapy making a timeline of my life events, and I said to my therapist, I don't know why I'm never good enough for anyone. I asked her, what was so wrong with me that caused me to be treated in such a way, so poorly, like I was this horrible person? She looked at me curiously and asked, what makes you believe that? I said, well, I get blamed for everything I didn't, even for things that I didn't do. I get threatened, called names. I get blamed for being selfish or the fact that I was a problem and the relationship ended because of my issues. If all of them kept saying this about me, then it must be true, right? I'm the person to blame. Something's wrong with me. But I don't understand why when we break up, they come running back. I mean, why would they if I was such a huge problem, right? She looked at me and asked, do all these people have similar traits in common? I said, you know what? Now that I think about it, they do. They're actually all very controlling. At this point, it dawned on me that I kept attracting the same people, but why? She then proceeded to ask me what the earliest memory I had of feeling this way. And I told her, well, the earliest memory I have of when I felt this way was when I was 5 years old. I was 5 when I first felt this way. And it just grew and it grew and it grew until it became a part of who I was. It took me 15 years with help to realize I was attracting people who believed I wasn't good enough because that's what I felt I deserved. Beliefs that weren't even my true beliefs about myself, but were ingrained in me, in my subconscious, because of how my mother's energy was towards me. It makes me incredibly saddened to know that the possibility of my mother being so harsh to her daughters is due to a reflection of how she felt about herself and the pain she grew up with and how she felt she was never good enough. But where does the cycle end? I do not wish to bring this energy onto my children. This is what it means by healing generational and childhood wounds. I am the youngest of my family, and I choose to end it here. I choose to be the change because no child should ever feel like they are not good enough and not worthy enough. So that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people who have childhood wounds probably will resonate with this. It stems from being treated poorly as a child. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. But I'm going to do a twin flame reading soon. So I'm doing a lot of healing right now. It's really difficult. It's really hard. I've just been crying. Honestly, I thought I went through the dark night of the soul, but I feel like this is it. So, positive vibes, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.